Huwag yung kayong magkadisgrasyahan tayo niyan. Sinasabi ko madidisgrasya kayo. At madidisgrasya kayo. Hindi ako urong dito. And I said, I would stake my honor, my life, and even the presidency.
In the municipality of Ipil, Zamboanga, Sibugay, happy 69th anniversary to the municipality of Ipil, and I'd like to thank Inday Ami Oligario, Mayor Inday Ami Oligario, for your hospitality and allowing us the use of your premises. And happy birthday, 69th araw ng Ipil, Mayor. Now, first, there is no truth to the rumors that the President was rushed to the hospital. The President is in Davao. There is no truth. It is chismis. It is fake news. The President is fine, although he went to have a regular checkup the night before the SONA. He has not been to any medical facility since. Please, it is in fact a crime, no, to spread this kind of news. There is no truth to these rumors, and he will in fact be here in Ipil to lead the celebration for Araw ng Ipil. So his appearance will belie all these false reports. But on the good news, the Philippines is still on track in achieving our foreign direct investment target of 680 billion this year. The Department of Trade and Industry reported a 27% growth in January to June 2018 overall, with approved investments with an amount of 38.9 billion compared to last year's 188 billion of the same year. According to the Department of Trade and Industry Board of Investments, this is attributed to the 165% growth in the foreign direct investments registered in the first half of the year, with a total amount of 14.5 billion compared from last year's 5.5 billion of the same period. In addition, the top 5 foreign investors in the Philippines include Indonesia, Japan, China, USA, and Italy. We welcome the implementation, status, and results report of the World Bank, which stated a satisfactory rating in the progress of the Philippine Rural Development Project implemented by the Department of Agriculture. According to the World Bank, the PRPD aims to increase rural incomes and enhance farm and fishery productivity in targeted areas by supporting smallholders and fishers to increase their marketable surpluses and their access to markets. The report noted a 15.6% growth on the annual household income of the project's beneficiaries for the month of June was reported compared to the annual income recorded in December 2017. And of course, we reiterate our congratulations to Congresswoman Gloria Macapagal Arroyo for her election as the new House Speaker, as we thank former Speaker Pantaleon Alvarez for his invaluable services to the nation. We have said it once and we will say it again. We have always been ready to work with any leader chosen by the House of Representatives, since the President recognizes that only Congress can choose their leaders. Questions. As usual, we will welcome questions alternatively. We will have a question from local media, question from MOP from Malacañang Press Corps. Pia is the only one from the Malacañang Press Corps here, and then our moderator will read a text question from the Malacañang Press Corps. So local media first.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Si J. Apalas po ng 1TV Philippines. Mr. Secretary, after po naging House Speaker si Congresswoman Arroyo, kamusta po? Any comment on that level?
We have always believed that she's a capable leader. She's a close ally of the President. The President has publicly recognized that it was Congresswoman Macapagal Arroyo responsible for his victory in the last elections in the province of Pampanga. So they're very close allies. And of course, as former President for 9 years, she has all the credentials necessary or needed to have an effective speaker. And we welcome the fact that Speaker Macapagal Arroyo has said that her topmost priority, like the President, is that of charter change.
Next is from Pia Gutierrez from ABS-CBN. Hi, sir. Sir, if today is the last day, of Ombudsman Conchita Carpio Morales, meron na po ba tayong nababalitaan, at least kung sino yung nasa shortlist, or when the President will announce his nomination for the Ombudsman?
There is already a shortlist submitted by the JBC. So an announcement will be forthcoming on the choice of the President. There are only 3 in the shortlist.
But as far as the choice of the President, sir, meron po ba tayong mabibigay na detalye, sir, kung sino ang gusto niya and what he expects the new ombudsman should be?
Well, we will defer to the President on that. Of course, because there's only 3 contenders, only one of the 3 will be selected by the President because that's provided by the Constitution.
Sir, another question, sir, on the BOL, any news, sir, when he will sign the BOL?
It's a matter now really of whether or not we want a ceremony or we just want it signed. But I think it deserves a ceremony. But that's just me speaking, okay? It can be in Davao, it can be in Manila, but there are no obstacles to the President signing the BOL now.
Is it already transmitted to the palace, sir?
As far as I know, it was ratified finally by the House last night. And as of the beginning of this press con, I'm not sure yet if the palace has actually received formal communication from both houses of Congress.
Thank you, sir.
Phone in from Manila, no?
Oh, from Manila po. Question from Malacañang Press Corps from Bernadette Nicolas. Good morning, sir. Former Chief Justice Puno announced in an event earlier this morning that the President will be forming an intergovernmental group to handle the massive information campaign on CONCOM's proposed draft federal constitution. He also noted that ES and you will be heading this group. Can you confirm this po? Will the President issue an EO on this? When po kaya, sir? Thank you.
Well, I can confirm that there is an intergovernmental task force created, and we had met already. This was last, if I'm not mistaken, 2 days ago. And we have identified initially a little budget for the dissemination for the work of the committee, the consultative committee, and that we have initially agreed on a strategy. We will bring down our dissemination level to the level of the barangay. We will focus on training the trainers, and we will utilize mass media as well for this dissemination. We repeat that the survey so far confirmed that there's a need for dissemination insofar as it shows that the overwhelming majority still do not know anything about federalism. No? So we have accepted the challenge, and we will embark on this massive dissemination drive.
Okay, thank you po. Next is from Ray Manriquez of Magic FM.
Good morning, Secretary Roque, sir.
Yes, Ray.
Nabanggit po doon sa proposed budget po ng 2019 sa ni Presidente na yung tatlong malalaking departamento ng Pilipinas po, education, public works at saka itong LGU na ang local government unit po ba ay may pondo po na masasabi natin na maidagdag po sa LGU kasi nabanggit po ito ng ating Presidente, sir?
Well, pag-uusapan pa po, no? Siguro ang tinatanong nyo yung desisyon ng Korte Suprema tungkol dun sa IRA. Yan ba ho yung tinatanong nyo?
Opo.
Well, ang deklarasyon po nung huling cabinet meeting ay magfa-file ng motion for reconsideration. No? Pero meron din pong kinukumpirma ko na yung huling pagpupulong po ng League of Mayors sa Davao, nakipagpulong po ang mga mayors at saka si Governor Dodo Mandanas na lead party doon sa kaso natin sa Supreme Court. I've also declared in the cabinet meeting that I have a conflict of interest because I've advised Governor Dodo Mandanas on this case. No? So I did not participate really in the discussion. No? But anyway, the President seemed amenable to implementing this, but this will have to be confirmed and discussed anew in the next cabinet meeting come August 6. So although a motion for reconsideration was in fact decided upon to be filed, This was before the mayors and Governor Dodo Mandanas made the clarification that the ruling in Mandanas versus Executive Secretary need not result in bigger deficit, no? Kasi ang akala nila tataas dapat ang budget, no? Ang sabi naman ni Governor Dodo Mandanas, malinaw na ho, no? Sabi ng Korte Suprema, walang retroactive effect, no? So it's only a prospective effect. Ang sabi ni Governor Mandanas kay Presidente, and I was present, hindi po kinakailangan tumaas ang budget. Meron po kasing 3 area sa local government codes na binigay na sa local government units, no? Yung DOH, yung agriculture at agrarian reform, no? And social services. So, bakit hindi na lang yung pondo for these 3 na nasa budget na ilipat lang from the national government doon sa IRA ng local government. So it's moving money from one pocket to another. But I also understand that Governor Mandanas has also talked to individually to members of the economic team, but this will have to be discussed again in the next cabinet meeting. And I guess the President would want to approve the cabinet on any modification that may be required, no, in the proposed 2019 budget.
So sa local po, kasi yung sa national wala pa muna. So we have Daphne Santuyo from Radyo Bisdak.
Sir, this is probably one of the issues that the President would not want to talk about again, but I just would like to bring this up. After the meeting of President Duterte with BCBP, CBCP rather, there was an announcement that there is this group of people from Malacañang who will be talking to the Catholic Church. What's the update on that, sir? I think you're probably the leader of that particular group.
Well, it's still on. We will still arrange it. We are awaiting word from the CBCP kung sino yung panel nila because we have a 4-man panel already. But it's not taking a backseat except that, you know, we were all involved in the SONA preparations, no? So parang tumigil yung mundo namin sa Malacañang for the SONA, no? But now that the SONA is over, we will resume particularly this dialogue. Wala pa pong update because talagang we were all focused on the SONA.
I'm still waiting for questions for MPC. Since wala pa, balik tayo muna kay Ma'am Pia. May question pa siya.
Hi, sir. Sir, Senator Mig Subiri said the other day that no one in the Senate wants to sponsor the second package of train. So I would like to ask the reaction of the palace. Is the palace concerned about this, especially since the President said in his SONA that he wants it signed before the end of the year?
Well, actually, maybe it's because of a misconception that Train 2 will increase taxes. On the contrary, Train 2 will reduce corporate taxes. So, hindi po totoo na magpapataw ng bagong buwis ang Train 2. Ang gagawin lang po ng Train 2 nga is pabababain yung corporate taxation kasi sa pag-aaral po ng DOF, pinakamataas po ang corporate tax natin dito sa Pilipinas kung ikukumpira sa mga karatig bansa sa Southeast Asia. So I think it's a matter of telling the senators what Train 2 is, and I think we can overcome their initial hesitancy.
So how does the palace intend to do that, sir? Magpapatawag po ulit ng LEDAC, for example?
Well, meron naman po tayong Office of the Presidential Legislative Liaison, no? And we expect PLLO, no, to take the initiative in this regard.
All right, sir. Kasi the lawmakers are concerned na aside from while the second package of train will reduce corporate taxes, it will also slash some incentives. So I think yun yung concern nila, sir, na baka some businesses or industries would rather pack up and leave and go to Vietnam and other countries kung saan mas mataas yung incentives nila. So,
well, alam niyo po, matinding pag-aaral ng DOF in this regard at napakita po nila na wala po talagang epekto ang mga incentives dun sa desisyon ng mga kumpanya kung saan sila mamumuhunan. So, mas importante sa mga namumuhunan yung unang-una, stability, predictability, at saka yung availability of manpower and infrastructure kesa sa incentives.
thank you, sir.
We have question from Malacañang Press Corps. from Tina Mendez. Hi po, may statement po ba kayo or comment sa sinabi ni Budget Jokno na Econ managers has yet to see the Supreme Court ruling giving LGUs a bigger share in the national taxes and it should be appealed? And if Malacañang supports the appeal for reconsideration?
Well, I confirm, as I said earlier, dun sa last cabinet meeting, it was agreed upon that there will be a motion for reconsideration filed. But there's been a supervening event since the President, during the League of Mayors meeting in Davao, talked to the mayors about the ruling, and the President also had the occasion to talk to the party litigant in that case, Governor Dodo Mandanas, who explained that this will not result in a budgetary deficit because it will not entail additional budget amounts, no? So it's transferring one money from one pocket to another. So I think the matter will be discussed anew in the next cabinet meeting.
Next is from LV Manaytay of Tribune newspaper.
Sir Harry Roque, sir. Maayong kasabot siya Bisaya.
Mayang buntad.
Okay. Gigutom naman good, sir. My question actually is very local in significance. The problem of our province and also the municipality of Ipil, yung concern po ng mga rubber planters. In fact, the administration of Mayor Ami is trying to look into looking into ways on how to help the rubber farmers. Now, my question, sir, is there a way that the President can help our rubber farmers, not just yung as suggested by Governor Aimee kanina na we will diversify here dahil very low yung presyo ng rubber? So my question is there a way that Malacañang or President Duterte would parang special attention to the rubber industry, like encouraging our legislators to support coming up with the Philippine Rubber Authority?
Well, I think there are pending legislation proposing the creation of a Philippine Rubber Authority. I think the Department of Agriculture is looking into this. Now, in terms of alternative cropping, I have been a member of Congress. I know for a fact that the DA has many projects encouraging farmers to diversify and engage in multi-cropping. And I think they even have a strategy, no, na you can resort to cash crops when the price of a commodity becomes very low, no? Because this is not the first time that the price of agricultural commodity went down. It's in fact a reality that the prices of agricultural commodity in particular go up and down. So they don't remain stagnant, no? So there are facilities and products that the DA can provide to rubber farmers, and I would be more than happy to make the referral to the Department of Agriculture, Mayor Oligario.
Follow-up question, sir.
Yes.
Is it possible that the Duterte administration will encourage the use of for the Philippine kanang mga roads and the rubberized asphalt?
Anything is possible. Ang lakas-lakas naman ni Mayor Oligario na naparating niya si Presidente Duterte sa 69th anniversary ng Ipil. Ibulong mo na one initiative is the use of rubberized asphalt, no? Which I think is even more ecologically sound, no, than synthetic asphalt, no? Yes. Bulong mo na mamaya, Mayor. Huh?
Okay, next question is from Malacañang Press Corps, from Bernadette Nicolas. Patanong, magkano po budget sa intergovernmental group?
Well, alam niyo po, ang na-identify pa lang, and to be candid about it, is an initial 40 million, pero 30 million lang po pwedeng gamitin because 10 million will go to PCOO. And then apparently, the Consultative Commission has savings of about 50 million, but they're not sure how they can actually spend it because natapos na yung buhay ng o matatapos na yung buhay ng consultative commission this August, no? So they're finding a way to be able to use the remaining funds of the consultative committee for dissemination purposes. So the initial amount that has been identified for dissemination is 90 million, but 10 million will go to PCOO for production of materials.
Next is from Marlon Pañares of CNN Philippines.
Good afternoon po, Secretary. Recently, the Commission on Elections has informed the Presidential Electoral Tribunal to use the 25% shading threshold, which is sounds favorable po para kay Vice President Robredo. Ano pong reaksyon ng Malacañang dito?
That's a legal case po. We don't really need to comment on pending legal cases, no? If at all, the government is represented by the Office of the Solicitor General, and it is the Office of the Solicitor General that will give its legal position, no, on behalf of the government.
Next is Mr. Antonio Manaytay of Mindanao Daily News.
Secretary Roque, sir. Good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
This one has local relevance. Last July 15, another trader was abducted in Kapasalan town. That's 30 kilometers away from here. That's the second kidnapping incident that happened this year. And we recall that in March 2016, when President Duterte campaigned and came here in the town, he had vowed to put a stop on all these kidnapping incidents that are happening in our province. Any comment on that respect, sir?
I cannot comment as far as local is concerned, but I take note that this is only the second instance, no? So, of course, the ideal is dapat walang kidnapping, no? But the fact that it's only second proves that it's not rampant. Now, I call your attention to the fact that according to the PNP, no, there's been a substantial decline in index crimes, which include kidnapping. I do not have the figures with me right now, no, but I think they have said that it is a minimum of 20% less compared to the year previous, no. I could be wrong because it could be 40, but I don't have it right now, and I don't. All I know is that they have said that there is a substantial decline in the number of index crimes, including kidnapping nationwide. And this is a result of the intensified campaign against criminality.
Thank you, sir. Follow-up question. I raised that question because in the face of the current martial law in Mindanao, and also in effect in the province, these lawless elements are still conducting their business as usual despite martial law.
Well, that's correct, because martial law, of course, is intended for the acts of rebellion, no, that is happening within Mindanao. But yes, this is still a reason for alarm, and I will call the attention of PNP Chief Albayalde on this latest kidnapping here in Zamboanga, Sibugay.
Next is from Malacañang Press Corps at sinabi dito, this is a Rocky question daw po. Tama po ba na isisi ni Senator Leila de Lima kay Pangulong Duterte kung bakit bumalik sa kapangyarihan si Congresswoman Gloria Macapagal Arroyo sa kabila ng involvement sa plunder at corruption? At ito raw kasi ang biggest achievement sa SONA ng Pangulo na ibalik ang mga corrupt at plunderers.
Well, again, I commiserate with Laila de Lima. It must be difficult staring at the four walls of her prison cell, so I will let her be. But I have to state that the choice of speaker was made by the members of the House alone. And I challenge any congressman to publicly say that the president called them to vote for a particular candidate, because the president did not do that. The president did not interfere. This was purely a decision of the members of the House of Representatives.
Next is Chris Monlianos of PBS.
Thank you so much. Sir, good afternoon. With regards to the statement of President Duterte regarding sa open pit mining,
Yes.
ano ba tayong IRR?
Well, ang sinasabi po ni Presidente, he will, and he has said it before, he will soon prohibit open pit mining. I don't know when, but I guess when the executive order for this is prepared. Well, he is in fact telling people, the miners, to resort to other forms of mining. He's been giving them time to wind down and giving them the opportunity to explore other alternatives. But he has repeatedly said that open pit mining is unacceptable to him for good reasons.
Next is another question from Pia Gutierrez from ABS-CBN.
Hi, sir. Sir, yesterday, sa Bongo confirmed that President Duterte will be visiting Israel in September. May details na po ba tayo on this? And also, sir, yesterday, President Duterte said that a possible trip to the U.S. is just a matter of scheduling daw because apparently he has a problem with long-haul flights. Do you see this happening within the year?
On Israel, I was going to take the position that I will defer to the Department of Foreign Affairs, and I think you know why. The trip itself can be controversial, no? So my position is I still defer to the Secretary of Foreign Affairs, no? Despite the statement made by Special Assistant to the President, Bongo. On the trip to the U.S., I will confirm that I had a short conversation with Secretary Romualdez during the PAL event, and he has said that he will not give up on convincing the President to accept the pending invitation of President Trump for President Duterte to visit the United States, but I have no other details other than that.
Sir, yun dun sa trip sa Israel, ano ba yung reason why the President wants to visit? Is there a pending invitation din po ba?
Again, I will defer to the Secretary of Foreign Affairs on any matter concerning the trip to Israel.
Okay. But of course, the President is aware that the trip could be controversial, sir.
Well, I think he knows. That's why I defer completely to the Secretary of Foreign Affairs.
Thank you, sir.
We have one last question from MPC. From Pia Ranada. COA found Cesar Montano to have traveled excessively in 2017. Given PRRD's directives on excessive travels, will Montano also be fired?
I'm sorry, but Montano is no longer in government.
Okay, po.
How can we fire someone who has resigned from his post?
Okay.
So my answer is no need to fire him because he has ceased to be a government employee.
Okay. And one last question from the local. Wala siyang boses. Ako na lang daw po. From the editor of Sibugay Express, Deliverio Pingping, Attorney Roque, are you planning? Do you have any plans of running for senator in the upcoming election?
Well, I have said that I leave this matter to God initially. I'm a Christian. I'm praying about it, and I'm waiting for guidance. But I'm also waiting for instructions from the President. Okay. So before we end, I'd like to give the floor to Mayor Olegario. Congratulations again to your 69th araw ng IPIL. Few short statement po on the occasion of your 69th anniversary.
Thank you so much, sir. Sa totoo lang po, this is the first time na ang IPIL na maraming bisita. At saka, first time na may presidente na nag-attend ng araw ng IPIL. So, because of you, tinulungan din nyo kami po. Maraming salamat sa suporta nyo po sa aming bayan. So, sa mga kababayan ko, happy 69th araw. And again, sir, thank you so much.
Thank you again, Mayor, for your hospitality. Our greetings to everyone here in IPIL, Zamboanga, Sibugay. And thank you very much to the ladies and gentlemen of the Zamboanga, Sibugay Press Corps. Thank you, Pia. Thank you, Malacañang Press Corps. See you on Monday. Oh, I'm not on here on Monday. But on Monday will be possibly the first day that my deputy spokesperson will do a briefing. My deputy spokesperson will introduce herself on Monday. I'm on leave on Monday because my chief of staff is getting married. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much to our spokesperson, Harry Roque. Let us give him a round of applause.